Hey everybody, it's Ron, and today I'm going to be reviewing issue 4 of House Harkonnen. This is the latest Dune comic from Boom Studios, and if you'd like to get caught up, check out my Dune comic playlist. So anyway, I think this series has been pretty solid so far. It's going to be 12 issues again, just like House Atreides. I think the only real thing is I'm getting a sense of how much they rush certain events because you're adapting a full novel and you kind of have to squeeze everything into these little issues. That shows a little bit in this issue because Duke Leto and Kylea, their relationship kind of falls apart pretty fast in this. We're only on issue 4 and we're getting deep into some of the resentment that Kylea has. I always like a good Caladan shot, though. I like seeing the castle. And yeah, I mean, it's always just interesting to see these other environments because when you think of Dune, you think of Arrakis and the desert, but there's a lot more to it than that. So it's nice to see in these comics. But speaking of Arrakis, I liked this opening Carthag scene with the Baron. I also like his outfit. It's really cool. There's some kind of like armor on his shoulders, but then it's a normal regular robe. And I think with these comics, since I know the story and I've read the books, I like seeing the designs of everything a little bit more than actually reading it because I do know what's going to happen. So it's just more fun to see how everyone is dressed and how they're portrayed in this comic compared to, just some of the subtle descriptions that we get in the books. Piter is basically telling the Baron about a way to infiltrate House Atreides a little bit more. And I don't know how I feel about his little John Lennon glasses there, but it wasn't too bad, I guess. This book definitely makes you feel bad for Gurney. We get his tragic backstory. And he's going to be on a mission soon because somebody sends him a letter saying that his sister is still alive. And he kind of assumed that. But yeah, now I think he's just driven to find her and get his revenge at this point. The Lankavile sections with Raban was pretty hard to read with the book. And this is hard to look at too because he's just so brutal. And his dad, Abelard, he really loves his son, but you can tell he's just been so corrupted by the Baron and the way the culture is on Giedi Prime. So, he's just not going to fit in here at all. And this was another section that I felt really ramped up fast. There's really no setup. He's just mad, and then he immediately goes out and starts hunting whales because they're annoying him. In the book, it was set up a little bit better than that, but I get it. It's a comic book, and you have to kind of move things along at a different pace. The section on Arrakis with Liet and his friend Warwick was pretty interesting because we finally get to see kind of like the Antarctic polar zone of Arrakis. And some of the Fremen travel to this area to give a spice bribe for the guild. But it gets really interesting when they leave because they discover kind of a hidden base, and that's where Dominic Vernius comes back into the fold. If you remember from House Atreides, he was driven out of his homeworld, Ix, because of the Tleilaxu attack, so he's planning his revenge slowly on Arrakis, and everybody thinks he's dead, so he has a lot of time to make something happen. Another huge moment is when the Baron finally gets his suspensor belt. I like that they kind of kept the little back and forth between Piter and the Baron where they basically both want each other to die. Every time they hang out together, they want to kill each other. So yeah, things move very fast in this issue. It is kind of jarring, and it takes it to another level when they decide to skip 2 years later in the middle of the issue, and we're introduced to Victor already. So there are a lot of things being set up, and it is a complex story. There are a lot of characters, there's a lot of moving parts, but they do a good job separating them and making it accessible to even new readers. So I do appreciate that. So those are my thoughts on issue 4, and let me know if any of you guys are reading this title. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and thanks for watching. Hey everyone, it's Ron here with a quick announcement. When I started this channel, I was reading and reviewing the Dune books and other sci-fi related material, and most of you might not know that I'm also a musician. So when I was reading these sci-fi books, I started to get inspired and decided to make my own soundtrack to use for my videos, and now I'm excited to tell you all about the first volume in the Ron Reviews original soundtrack collection. This album includes the first 17 tracks featured on my channel, and it's available now exclusively on Bandcamp. Be sure to check the description of this video for the link to the album. Thanks so much for the support so far. I know I'm just starting out, but I hope you're having as much fun as I am. So check out the original soundtrack Volume 1 on Bandcamp. This music is great if you want something moody and atmospheric to listen to while you're reading some science fiction. I think you're going to love it. Thanks.